everybody. My first guest tonight is an author and ABC News chief Washington correspondent. His new book is called Retribution. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Jonathan Karl. Wow. Yeah.
Pete Townsend.
Yeah, how about that? And Jonathan Karl. Nice to have you back, especially in lots of news in Washington. There always is, but today we woke up to a kind of a special one.
Yeah.
A couple of things. House Democrats released some of Epstein's emails about Trump that they got from the Epstein estate. 2 hours later, House Republicans released 23,000 pages of Epstein documents. What does this mean in the timeline of releasing all the Epstein documents?
Well, here's the key thing, is all of those emails that came out today, they came from the Epstein estate. So all this battle over releasing the so-called Epstein files from the Justice Department, this was an additional batch of documents. So
this is something we didn't expect.
Yeah, and by the way, we've seen a lot of Epstein stuff over the years through the various criminal cases. These were all new. And, I mean, they raised so many more questions. Who was the dog that didn't bark? I mean, I guess it was Trump. What does that mean exactly? I mean, and, you know, clearly shows that there was much more of an awareness on, or it seems to suggest, I should say, more of an awareness on Trump's part of what was going on.
Right. At one point, Michael Wolff, who for some reason is advising Jeffrey Epstein on how to get the most out of this situation from Trump, he goes like, hey, maybe he wins, and then you've got something on him.
Yeah.
But you only have something on him if there's something to have on him. It really does seem like these are two guys talking about something, about dark information that they're just not writing down in a piece of paper.
And the amazing thing today, so in addition to that and all those emails and what you just suggested, you had obviously the shutdown ends. We swear in the new member of Congress who was, you know, elected 7 weeks ago, Congresswoman Grijalva now.
Yep.
And the first thing she does as a member of Congress is sign that discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Justice Department's Epstein files. But there was a massive effort before that by the White House to try to get the Republicans that had already signed on, a handful of Republicans.
How many? 4 or something like that?
Yeah, and one of them being Lauren Boebert. And Lauren Boebert actually was at the White House in the Situation Room today, getting briefed by the Attorney General in an effort to try to get her to take her name.
Pam Bondi took her into the Situation Room?
This is the Situation Room, and you've got the Attorney General of the United States briefing this member of Congress who is defying the White House and signing this thing. And by the way...
Also on Capitol Hill, Democratic senators are dealing with the fallout of having voted with Republicans to end the shutdown. Have you... it doesn't help now, but thank you. Have you talked with any of these 8 senators?
Yeah, I have, and I've also talked to senators who were against this and wanted to continue the fight and wanted to continue the shutdown and to force the Republicans to give in on health care.
Which was the stated goal by Chuck Schumer and others.
Yeah, like, we're not going to back down. We're going to insist on this.
We have to make sure that we get the ACA subsidies.
Yeah, and then ultimately came. But I got to tell you, my conversations with senators who were technically opposed to this, Democrats, were actually happy to see this end. I mean, the shutdown had gone on for 43 days. They elevated this issue of the fact that for 20+ million Americans, health insurance premiums are going to skyrocket on January 1st. And the Republicans showed no signs of giving in on this at all. Airports were ground to a halt. People were about to lose their food stamp benefits. And I think there was a feeling like, you know, we've elevated the issue and it's time to move on, even as you heard a lot of people complaining about it.
Now, the deal that the senators voted on includes a provision about former special counsel Jack Smith.
Yeah.
And what does ending the shutdown have to do with a former DOJ lawyer who was in charge of investigations of the January 6th attack and the classified documents case down at Mar-a-Lago?
Absolutely nothing. But it did include this provision that allows eight Republican senators who Jack Smith had subpoenaed their telephone records. It allows those 8 Republican senators to sue the Justice Department for $500,000, and it basically makes it impossible for the Justice Department to defend against that lawsuit. So for any of those Republican senators that sue, it basically is a check for $500,000.
You write about Jack Smith
Yeah,
in your new book, Retribution. You include new details from Smith's final report on the classified documents case, which has never been made public.
Yeah.
What did you uncover?
First of all, what I tried to do was, if Jack Smith had managed to finish and he wasn't, didn't have to wrap up because Trump had won, all that we would have seen at trial, both in the January 6th case and the classified document case, there was a treasure trove of information. On the classified documents case, you see the extent to which Trump was hiding, allegedly, the classified documents that he took with him from the White House, even hiding them from his own lawyers and suggesting to his own lawyers, hey, we can just, put this stuff to the side and say we don't have it. And those lawyers, by the way, one of those lawyers talked about those conversations in tape recordings every day, like a little personal diary. And those recordings would have come out at a trial.
Did you hear these recordings?
I didn't actually hear those recordings.
How do you know all of this stuff?
But look, I spent a lot of time investigating and reporting on what Jack Smith was up to, and there is a lot more. And I tried to. He didn't get to do his reports publicly, but I put as much of it as I could find out in this book.
Now, while reporting on the Department of Justice, you obtained January 6th evidence that was never presented in court nor published. This is Mike Pence's handwritten notes from January 6th. It says all kinds of things here about, like, Trump saying you'll go down in history as a wimp. You're listening to the wrong people, that sort of thing. Yeah. No one had seen this.
It's amazing.
And how did you feel when you saw this for the first time?
I mean, I wrote a book about January 6th and I hadn't seen this. The January 6th committee had investigated, primetime hearings, hours after hours, and they hadn't seen this thing. This is extraordinary because Mike Pence is about to go to the Capitol to preside over the certification of the election, and Trump is calling him at 10 o'clock in the morning and berating him and telling him, you have to overturn the election. And he doesn't usually take notes on his calls with Trump. There's no evidence that he's done it before. But he grabs his day timer. I mean, this is his calendar.
Yeah, Wednesday,
January 6th. It's
yeah.
right there. And by the way, there's a quote from Herman Melville here that's quite something. He says, we cannot live only for ourselves. That's the quote of the day. But you see him just detailing the ways in which Trump is basically threatening him and telling him you have to do this. And right on this, you see what looks like a little emoji of an angry face.
It's a little. That's a very accurate picture of Trump.
I mean, Pence was a cartoonist, by the way.
He was?
True. This is part of his biography. You probably didn't know that.
I did not know or care.
Okay, well, there you go. I try to be helpful.
How did you get this?
I mean, I can't really detail how I got this.
Okay, let's move on to another question.
Yeah.
How did you get this?
But
I'll do it different. How did you get this?
I will say that I worked with an awesome reporter at ABC named Catherine Falders, who was a big help in all of this.
Well, this is your 4th book about President Trump and his administration. What's your relationship with him like?
Well, it's funny you should ask. One of my daughters here tonight put together a little list just the other day of some of the things Trump has called me, and I didn't realize this. Do you mind if I go through?
Please, no, please. Yeah.
So he's called me a third-rate reporter, a real scumbag, a lightweight. He said, don't be a cutie pie. He's called me a nasty guy. He has said that the Justice Department might go after me because I have hate in my heart, that I'm not a wonderful person, a terrible reporter. He asked what the hell happened to his hair. He's called me a phony, a wise guy, really obnoxious, a hack. He said, you're never going to make it, that I'm a real disgrace. And my favorite, he said of me, he works so hard, but has so little talent. So the relationship is, it's good. I mean, I'm covering,
And your daughter keeps track of that?
Yeah, thank you.
You raised her right.
Yeah.
Jonathan, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. The book, Retribution, is available now. Jonathan, Karl, everybody. We'll be right back with Pete Townsend.